Hey guys, Polish Warehouse coming at you with another banger video. And today, we're going to do something a little different than what we normally do here on the channel. We're going to be talking about my latest little passion project, or pet project, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to be talking about how this project ended up even happening, and what my plans for it are in the future. Heck, I might even make this into a mini-series on how I restore this old 21-year-old machine. So without further ado, strap in, turn on your power buttons, let's go. And here it is, my latest passion project, the 2004 IBM ThinkPad X40. It is one of my latest projects, and it's definitely something different than the norm on this channel. But trust me, you will not regret watching this video, because I'll answer a couple questions like how much does it cost to do something like this, what are some of the hurdles that you have to get through to do it, and maybe even give y'all a couple tips, although I wouldn't recommend taking it from me. So without further ado, let's get to talking about some of the features of this rather unique machine. To the left of the laptop, we have a couple ports and holes. We have a USB 2.0, some form of power plug from what I know. We have the air vent for the cooling fan, VGA, and I think a 14.4 volt power plug. Then to the right, we have a full-size SD reader. We have another USB 2.0, Ethernet port, modem port, in and out. Then we have headphone jack, microphone jack, and whatever this little thing is for extension cards. Now overall, this thing is in pretty good condition, except the little vent here on the side, which could be better, but we don't judge. Now this thing, from a cosmetic point of view, is pretty good condition. I took the time to actually clean it. Not as good as professional work, but it does the job. Now I've resolved most problems, but one still remains. When you press function F5, normally both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi should turn on. However, as you can see, the little cell tower LED fails to turn on, but the Bluetooth remains on, and performs normally, presumably. Now, there's two reasons for why this may be happening. Number one, that the Wi-Fi card is simply busted and needs a replacement, which I actually ordered a replacement for a couple days ago and should arrive soon. Or two, I just don't have the drivers for it. Either way, I am going to fix this problem sooner or later, so let's hope my ideas and theories work. Now it may surprise you that I'm running Windows 7, which was not the original intended system for this machine. However, I thought Windows 7 would be a wiser choice as to it was still quite common amongst X40s, and I'll be able to run more programs as to some programs to support Windows 7. Now, since this thing is from 2004, this is still a bit before Lenovo entered the ThinkPad scene. So, this ThinkPad proudly adores the red, green, and blue colors of IBM on both the back of the screen and even on the palm rest. It's a good way to break up the constant black colors of the ThinkPad besides the silver hinges. When I first got it, I couldn't install any form of OS onto it because, well, not only was the hard drive broken, but also the RAM was corrupted, so I had to end up replacing it by scavenging a RAM stick of the same type from a different laptop that I had laying around from around the same time period as this one. Pretty neat. Now if you have a keen eye, you might have noticed this little dongle flashing in the side of the ThinkPad. This is simply a Wi-Fi dongle. As to mention previously, the Wi-Fi card is not functional. This thing has to be constantly connected to a power source because also the battery's gone bad. Now, even with some of these issues that are hardware related, this thing's software, Windows 7, runs quite stably on this device. Now for some specs, this laptop is rocking a stable 1.4 GHz Intel Pentium M single-core processor with a whopping 1 GB of RAM and is running Windows 7 as mentioned previously. It has a 4:3 aspect ratio full HD screen as well, which is pretty crisp. Now altogether, I've spent around 40 euros on this project. And you might be thinking that that's ridiculous to give that much money and time into such an old machine. But honestly, I have two reasons to back me up here, and that is number one, I'm too poor to afford any new ThinkPads on the market, and number two, this one is quite cool because it was the first ultra-light ThinkPad. So, it's pretty neat. Now for some of the pricing, the 40GB Hitachi hard drive cost me around 15 euros on eBay. A new Wi-Fi card cost me around 9 euros on eBay. And luckily, I didn't have to buy a new stick of RAM. However, if you were to buy a RAM stick of the same kind and the same amount of capacity, you'll be paying a price from lows as 5 euros up to 15 without shipping. Also on eBay or any other retailer. Now even with all this money spent and new parts bought, I still haven't resolved all the issues. However, loading times for Windows 7 don't take too long, usually anywhere between 35 seconds and 40 seconds, kind of depending on how the laptop's feeling. Now to conclude this video, I feel like I've done a decent job at repairing some of the small issues with this device. And honestly, it's quite a cool one to repair. It's a ThinkPad from 2004 after all. But I definitely will be uploading more about this little thing. This video is a long time in the making, and I'm sorry for not uploading earlier. But as y'all know, parts from eBay from different countries do take time to arrive, and so do repairs. But I do enjoy having this laptop and being able to repair it. And I did enjoy making this video. So until next time, keep yourself safe, keep everybody else safe. This is Polish Warehouse signing off.